Hi everybody, welcome to another Chats with Children. I hope you're safe. Well, today I'm joined by Lena Smirnova, who is from the John Hopkins Centre for Alternatives to Animal Testing, but we're actually not going to be talking about that. She's actually also on the organising committee for the upcoming MPS World Summit, which is running on June the 10th and June the 14th in Seattle, Washington. So we're going to learn more about that. But first of all, Lena, how are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
Great. And where are you calling in from today?
I'm calling from Baltimore, Maryland, US.
Fantastic. Well, look, I hope the sun is shining where you are. It's a bit cloudy here in the UK, I have to say. Um, Now, first question I'm going to ask you though is for people watching this might be going, well, MPS World Summit. What does the MPS stand for to start with, and what's the summit all about?
Sure, MPS is microphysiological systems, so it's a bit long term, but it's umbrella term to cover all different complex advanced cell cultures we're currently working with. So if you think about three-dimensional cell cultures, organ on a chip, it's not a potato chip as a device which can recapitulate the functionality of the organ. So all those cell cultures which are booming at the moment, we are trying to bring all the stakeholders and developers and end users of those advanced cell cultures together to promote the field, to discuss the news in the field, and this is the World Summit is for.
Fantastic. And how long has the summit been going for? Is it fairly new?
It's relatively new. We are now in the third year. We
Right.
started in 2022, right after the pandemic. And the history of the summit is that we have been discussing already how can we promote those new approach methodologies and advanced cell cultures, three-dimensional cultures, and organ on a chip further to use in drug development, but also in toxicity testing of chemicals and disease modeling. And the NCAAT, which is NIH Institute, was really supportive of the idea, and they put a grant forward to support initiative of creating such a summits, annual meetings. And we were lucky winners of this grant at the Center for Alternative to Animal Testing with PI of Thomas Hartung, and I'm co-PI, and we initiated this process. So we started, first one was in beautiful New Orleans in 2022,
Right.
which attracted some 400 people and 200 people online. And next one, we moved to Europe, which was in Berlin. And this were really, really surprised, but positively surprised. We grew out of space. So apparently, New Orleans was such a success that in Berlin, so many people were signing up that our venue we anticipated was too small to accommodate all sponsors, all attendees, and so on. So we were 1,300 people in Berlin, and it was fantastic conference. And now we are moving to Seattle as a third one, and I hope it will be as successful as the first two.
Fantastic. Well, that's really good. I mean, I'm going to ask you then, in terms of the event itself. I mean, I know organ on a ship and organoids and things like that are very hot topics at the moment. So, what are some of the key trends that you have seen in terms of putting the program together for this year's event?
The main trend what I see is the exponential growth of the use of these type of technologies. So a lot of those technologies left academic labs. So we have a lot of spin-off companies, new biotech companies forming around the globe in Europe, US, and Asia. So we see exponential growth of awareness about those models and usage of those models, whether it's basic science or applications like, for example, in pharma industry, we see a lot of use of these type of technologies in big pharma. And we have also a lot of people attending this conference from pharmaceutical industry. And we talk about early drug stages of drug development toward efficacy testing and also even safety testing. So that's probably the trend what I see that is upcoming use. And what we would like to move forward in this trend that we have more acceptance on a regulatory level, that we will have more submissions to FDA and EPA on the toxicity and efficacy tests using these technologies.
Fantastic. Now, how is the event structured in terms of tracks and speakers then? I mean, how many tracks do you have? What are the tracks and who are some of the key speakers?
Right. So we started with this, as I said, small conference. So we had 2 tracks. Now, meanwhile, we have 4 tracks, and we are trying to balance the talks between fabrication of these type of technologies, then modeling of different diseases or different organs. So microphysiological, but also micropathophysio systems. So a lot of diseases are represented there, from cancer to liver disease
Right.
to neurodegeneration and so on. We also have a tracks where people are talking about standardization, harmonization, reproducibility, and also discussions how we can use that for regulatory adaptation and acceptance. So besides scientific talks, really where we have sessions where we have an invited speaker, but also a lot of speakers are selected from the abstract. So we're given the floor for young investigators as well and newcomers in the field. Um, we have also panel discussions in roundtable where we really stakeholders in the field from different countries can discuss what are the gaps, what are the challenges, what are the successes, failures, and strategize how we can move forward together.
Fantastic. Now, apart from the talks, panel discussions, and so on, where obviously people can be listening into various topics and being educated on various trends. Um, how else are people able to network and sort of meet each other throughout the event?
The best network opportunity is our macro party, which is a highlight of the conference. And we are very famous for the macro party. So we have microphysiological systems, but we party big. So that is a great opportunity to interact with all different attendees over a glass of wine with a nice music. We also love to dance. So that's I can promise that in Seattle we will not different than Berlin and New Orleans with a lot of dancing. But also we have poster sessions. We have time where people can talk over the poster, or also a big exhibition hall where people can wander around and meet people. In Berlin, we also had matching, so we have a dedicated room where the people could meet face to face. We also have educational workshop where people again tailored more to trainees, but everybody is welcome, where you can meet in a smaller group settings with developers, but also professors, entrepreneurs, so you can learn about how to make a career in industry versus academia, or how to write a grant, successful grant, meeting the project officers from the funding bodies. So
Right.
a lot of opportunities to meet new people and old friends.
Great. Well, it sounds exciting. Now, you mentioned earlier on that obviously when you had the very first event, and I know just coming out of the pandemic, you had quite a large audience digitally or remotely accessing the event. So now that we sort of moved away from the pandemic, and I speak to a lot of event organizers, and they all say, yeah, 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 but now pandemics years ago, we're all 100% person, or we only have available some on-demand content. So how does that work in terms of your event, in terms of the digital aspect of the event?
We in Berlin we recorded our talks or the sessions which will be provided on demand for the for everyone. But in Seattle we would like to people to come and be there present. So therefore we're trying to push the in-person participation, as you said, and other people are doing that as well. Because we don't want to be a TV on your screen while you're checking emails. We want to be a really interactive and building the community together. And that's very important to be in person.
Right. So,
That's why
but
we
will
also move around the globe. So we are not only in US, we are in Europe. We are planning to go to Asia, so we can get possibility to people who to travel not so long, such a long distance. So we take all those aspects in consideration.
no, that's great. But in terms of the content, so will any of it be still available on demand after the event, though? Are you recording any of the sessions that people can see it, or will it only be if you're there in person? That's what you're either there or you're not, basically.
This year we decided not to record.
Right. Okay. Great. Well, thank you for sharing that. Now, final question. People are listening to this now and going, "Oh, that sounds very nice," but they're still undecided. So, why should people click on the link above this video and register for MPS World Summit in June?
because in many cases MPS will be the future how the life sciences is done, which because it's human relevant models, which are complex models, it will help us to develop drugs, for example, for untreatable diseases such as Alzheimer's. And it's bringing really diverse group of people from different stakeholders, from industry, from academia, from government. So it's for on every level you will be fed with a really good content, whether you're a trainee starting something new or you're a very established scientist. So that's why I think this is the way the music plays at the moment. We
Fantastic.
have, and I can support that with, for example, FDA Modernization Act, which support a bill which was signed last year, which support the and emphasize that the submission for the drug approval by FDA can be done only solely on these type of technologies. And we have now NIH Common Fund supplements, which provide us with a lot of supplement funds to fund exactly this type of work, exactly the type of technology. So it will be a push also from the government to work to optimize further these type of technologies to make them really available, reproducible, and predictable for human health.
Well, Lena, thank you very much. Your passion shines through about the subject, so that's fantastic. So there you go, viewers. If you have not registered, or maybe you hadn't heard of it before, but you'd like to learn more, click on the link before above the video, find out more, and obviously, if you can make it and you're interested in that particular area, register for the event. And if you've got any questions, then feel free to put them under the video in the comments. I'm sure Lena will be only too happy to answer them. And you can connect with Lena because she's on LinkedIn as well. You can connect with her as well and ask her any questions directly. Look, Lena, it's lovely to meet you. I hope the Orioles carry on winning because they've had a good start to the baseball season. I know that for a fact. So, and you have a great build up to the event in June as well. And you have a fantastic event. So, viewers, thank you very much for your time. As I said, learn more about the event by clicking on the video on the link above the video. And until next time, as always, stay well and stay safe. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.